Hi, my name's George. Welcome to the old chicken house. We did used to check everyone in personally, but we found that the majority of people prefer to be left to their own devices. Therefore, we've put this handy video together with all the information you should need. If, however, there's anything you're unsure of, please do give us a shout on the numbers provided. I'll take you into the chicken house shortly, but I thought we'd start with the most exciting bit, the wood-fired hot tub at the top here. So the most exciting bit, the wood-fired hot tub. Some people can get a bit worried about this because it involves fire, but it really is simple as long as you follow these simple steps. So we will have left the fire laid for you, and we'll show you in a minute how to make fires for yourself if you're unsure. But the first thing before you do anything else is to fill it up with water. So the tap here on the side, just let that run. It takes 10 minutes or so, and just do the water until it covers the top of the firebox. Once there is at least 1 inch of water covering the firebox, then you're good to light the fire. Little tip, don't fill it up all the way straight away because it will take ages and ages to heat up. Generally takes between 1 hour and 3 hours depending on the time of the year. Obviously middle of summer, so when it's -5, it's going to be a big difference. So there's a couple fire lighters under the wood, and if you just light these directly, once you've got the fire going, quite often you'll find the smoke comes out the top. Now what we want is the smoke to go under and through the chimney, and that will draw it through and pull the fire through the firebox. So you can put the top, start off with, have it about halfway on. You want plenty of air going in there. The key is to get air going through. Sometimes it will start drawing straight away. Sometimes just give it a little blow just to give it a helping hand. As soon as the fire is taken properly, you can start putting wood on. What I'd suggest is putting smaller bits on to start off with and building up to the bigger stuff. Be mindful, we leave plenty of kindling for multiple fires. Don't use all the kindling on the first fire, else there won't be any left for the next one. So once the fire's going a bit, you can start adding logs and just put them on. Make sure you keep it topped up, because if it runs out of wood, it won't be heating. So again, the key is to get plenty of air going through, and that's what will help to generate the heat. The more heat you generate, the faster it will warm up. Therefore, get the top so it's just on balancing point and there's about half the top of air going through. Keep the logs nice and full up. What I normally do is set an alarm on my phone for about 45 minutes, and then when the alarm goes off, I come back and stack it back up again. Due to being out in nature, we can sometimes get some bits of leaves and stuff, so we've left a handy sieve here so you can just pull out any bits that are in there. The other thing to be mindful of is the first time I used the hot tub, I put my hand just in the top. I thought, oh lovely, it's nice and warm after about half an hour. So obviously I jumped straight in there. The only problem was, it was only the top 2 inches that was warm. The rest of it was freezing cold. Therefore, when it's heating up, every 45 minutes when you check the wood, just give them a good stir and let all the hot and cold water mix in. So the hot tub will get really hot. If it does get a little bit too hot whilst you're in there and using it, you can always add a little bit of cold water. When you're finished with it, please do not let the water out straight away. Leave it till the following day. The key is we've got to make sure this is cold, the firebox, before the water comes out, else it could melt it because it's only made of aluminium. Appreciate if you can take those points on board. So to empty the water, ensuring that the fire is out, all you got to do is undo the plugs. It pours out. So undoing it so that it just spins, and then we have, if you just hold it, get started, then it will tighten up. Everything you need for the wood-fired hot tub is up the top here. In case of emergency, there is a fire blanket there. And we've got the smaller tub, has got kindling, matches, and a little box with fire lighters. In the bigger bin is filled up with logs. In the information we sent over, we give you the key code for the safe there. We recommend, if you're going out, to put the key back in here, just saves it getting lost. At the end of your stay, if you can lock the door up and put the key back in the safe, that'd be much appreciated. On occasion, people have become confused with locking and unlocking the door, so just thought we'd show you. So put it to, then you've just got to lift the handle up and then it will lock. If you try to do it without lifting the handle up, it won't lock. The key will just be solid. Inside the old chicken house, we have this handy white folder, which is a welcome pack. It's exactly the same information as the PDF we sent to you. On the front, there is mine and my mum Sarah's telephone numbers. If there's anything you're unsure of or you have any problems, please do give us a message or a call anytime. So, with the property being south facing and it having a lot of glass on the front, it can get quite hot in the summer. What we suggest is, if you're going out for the day, if you close the bedroom door, leave that area shut off, that will stay nice and cool. Whilst it can heat up in here, if you come back and it is really hot, if you open both the windows by the kitchen and open both the doors, the air will come through and it will cool it down very quickly. We've got these handy blinds on all the windows here. Over time, they have loosened off a bit. So if they're just up square and straight, they will fall down. Now obviously if you want them up, this is no good. So what we suggest, if you put them up and pull one corner down slightly, then they won't fall. So we'll leave the fire laid for you in both this one and the hot tub. I'm giving this one as an example just because it's a bit easier for filming, but exactly the same principle applies if you're lighting a second hot tub. So the basic principle with a fire is that you need plenty of air going to the flames. The easiest way I was taught how to do this was to have two larger pieces of kindling, and these go either side to create the bridge. And then underneath the bridge, of course, you want some trolls. So we'll use some fire lighters. And then when you've got your fire lighters there, you need the top of the bridge. So for this, we'll use some smaller bits of kindling. Now, as you can see, once they're on top, you've got plenty of air going in under there. So once the flames have started, plenty of air will go through, and then you're ready to start putting on your bigger logs. Again, start with the slightly smaller ones and then build up over time. On this fire, you've got an air control on the bottom here. So pulling that right out gives more air going in. Closing it right down starves all the oxygen. If you do this when it's lit and all closed up, it will probably die right down. When the door is closed, I always recommend with this particular fire, when you're lighting it, get it lit, then rather than closing the door right up, just push it to, and that just means there's loads and loads of air going in there, and it will start up much more easily and quickly. Cooker, if there has been a power cut or it's been turned off at the mains here, then when you turn it on, it won't respond or work. Quite simply, you've got to press that button and it resets the system and it will then turn on. Hopefully you won't ever need it, but just in case you do, there is a first aid kit here under the microwave. On the side of the kitchen here, we have a fire blanket. In the past, we have had a number of questions about the shower, so I just wanted to run through with you exactly how it works. This shower is not thermostatic, which means the hot and cold work independently. What I'd recommend with this is turn the hot up first, turn that so it's on full, and then add the cold until it's to the desired temperature. If for some reason you turn them on and they're not working, it's probably because it's one of these. So this bottom one controls this independent one here, and this one here turns on and off the big rain shower at the top. So hopefully that should be everything you need. The heating in the old chicken house is all done by underfloor heating. Each room has its own independent thermostat. Obviously it's quite tricky for us because some people prefer things warmer, some people prefer things cooler. So what I'll do, I'll give you a quick run through of how the heating can be adjusted. If you're not familiar with underfloor heating, it works a bit differently to a standard radiator or electric heater. Basically it works much more gradually because it heats the whole floor up, so it's not as instantaneous. So if it's a little bit cool, don't go pumping it up by 5 or 6 degrees, because in 3 or 4 hours time it'll feel like a sauna. Instead, work with it much more gradually. Now on these thermostats you can see the temperature there. That's the current temperature of the room. We set them all to 20 degrees and just have them on 20 degrees all the time. If you feel it's a little bit warm or cool, you can adjust them just with the temperature there, then press the A button to set. That will reset at midnight every day. Thanks so much for choosing to stay with us at the old chicken house. We really hope you have a wonderful time.